Dyer's Daily.
So in this first week of Dyer's Daily podcasts, I'm just trying to get to grips with the format of this entire thing, like why it is the way that it is. And I have often questioned myself whether it's right that it should be 5 minutes in length each day, because I haven't had that question yet. Why is it 5 minutes, Jamie? Why is it not longer? Well, when you're talking to yourself, it's kind of hard to find a subject each day to talk about at length for longer. And of course, will anyone actually want to listen to a guy talking for, say, 15, 20 minutes, maybe even half an hour to an hour? Possibly not. I don't think so. I try and be realistic. I know that people have very busy lives these days, and they don't always have time to listen to a guy whittering on about nothing. So the idea of just doing 5 minutes, which is about 3.5, 4 minutes of talking for me, with all the bit at the front and the bit at the back there, a little bit like a mullet, but less so. It just makes it a lot easier to do. And also, I kind of see it like some kind of audition. So if I was on the radio right now, if you were listening to me on the radio, and it was a station that didn't require you just to talk for like 25 seconds. It required me to talk for, say, 3 to 5 minutes, actual content, talking about something and kind of trying to engage you, the listener, the way that a radio presenter should be engaging in whatever subject it is that they choose. If I was on the radio, I'd be given that amount of time and I'd have to do it successfully. So I think that I would like radio professionals to tune into this and go, man, Jamie Dyer is actually not bad at those 3-minute links. If he can do that, maybe he can do a radio show. Even a speech radio show or something like that. If he can craft 3 to 5 minute links, and some of these I do in one day, so I could possibly do them for an entire show, let's say. It's all an audition. And I think with a lot of podcasters, that's what some of them think, is that it's an audition for a future thing. If somebody came and offered you money and said, I've heard you on this podcast, would you take it? Quite possibly. You would, wouldn't you? You would take that money if it was going to feed your kids or your family or whatever. You would take that money. And so I think of this as an audition, a way to reach the ears of those that perhaps I would like to reach, as well as the reasons that I've said before, which is to increase my confidence and increase my ability to be able to talk for long periods and kind of make sense and make sure that every point kind of stacks up on top of each other rather than just a bunch of rambling, incoherent thoughts. Although I have to admit, occasionally the podcast does turn into that, and it's going to, because not every link, despite what the radio professionals tell you, not every link is gold. You have to make mistakes somewhere. Yeah. And believe me, in my 10 to 12 years of presenting on radio, I have made a fair few of them. I might even tell you about it sometime on a future episode of the podcast. I may do, or I may chicken out. Whichever one of those, we're just going to have to wait to see in the fullness of time, aren't we? Yes, that's right, I'm padding out.
Dyer's Daily.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Dyer's Daily with me, Jamie Dyer. Please remember to rate, comment and subscribe on your favourite podcast provider. Also, check out me on social media. You can tweet at JamieDyer89 on Twitter or facebook.com/JamieDyer89 and like my page on there. Also, check me out on YouTube. Just type in Dyer's Daily and you'll find me. Bye-bye for now.